Good morning and welcome to today's edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving socio-political and general interest show, Korero. I am Nkamiang John, your regular host, also known as the beloved and, of course, the most controversial. Well, Chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, Adams Baba, as most people choose to call him, on Tuesday doubled down on his allegation that some retired military generals in connivance with foreigners are stealing Nigeria's solid minerals. Now, Oshiomhole clarified this initial claim during a television interview, saying he didn't accuse all retired generals of illegal mining, but some of them. Today on the show, we will be examining the senator's statement and the reactions that have trailed his position. And we just might delve into some other controversies as it relates to former EFCC boss, now National Security Advisor in the person of Nuhu Ribadu, and of course his somewhat row that has engulfed two personalities, one a female, the other a former governor, former FCT minister, and a fellow controversial, if I might like to say, in the person of Nasser El-Rufai. All of this and more will form a potpourri of the conversations we will have on the show. But before we get into the facts, let me remind you, as I always do, that the show is live and interactive on all our social media platforms, and as always, I want to advocate that you become part of our growing online community simply by following and liking Rapid TV on all social media platforms. We are at Official Rapid TV. That's our handle, at Official Rapid TV. And don't forget, if you choose to also want to engage us via WhatsApp, our WhatsApp portal is also available. It's 0916 771 6035. 0916 771 6035, and you get to share your views and comments and reactions as well. Now, Oshiomhole's initial claim created ripples in the media, resulting in some retired military officers throwing tantrums at the senator. Now, he said his claim is based on the report of a retired general who witnessed foreigners stealing solid minerals in the country in connivance with some retired generals. Now, Oshiomhole said he asked the retired general who narrated the story to write a 2 or 3 page report on the matter, which he submitted to former President Muhammadu Buhari. Now, he maintained that illegal activity of such magnitude would not be going on in the country without some powerful people knowing about it. Now, this goes to suggest also the report that has made the rounds about the fact that some governors in most northern parts of the country have also been fingered to aid and abet illegal mining in the country. However, the ex-governor of Edo State pointed out that President Bola Tinubu's administration had started tackling the problem with the recent establishment of marshals to police Nigeria's mining sites. And of course, let's not forget that the Minister of Mineral Resources, in the person of Dele Alake, former commissioner in Lagos State, and one of the very strong men that Tinubu has brought into his administration, has been very pivotal in the new trajectory as regards natural and solid minerals across Nigeria. And so much has been exposed, not that Nigerians were not aware of some of these sinister acts going on, but I think it is more about the magnitude and the size of some of these acts that Nigerians were not aware of. But anyway, let's get to hear from Oshiobaba, as he is fondly called, Senator Adams Oshiomhole, as he fingered retired military generals of being part of the cartel that are continually illegally Nigeria's resources.
They use choppers. They procure arms exactly the same way as our military were doing in the South. They give them arms. They use choppers to come and cut away the gold. And they take them out of this country and make billions of US dollars. And the federal government is not doing what it should be doing. I took this letter to the former president when I was national chairman of APC. And I said, call the general to give you more brief. In fact, what is happening, or what subsequently happened in that part of the country, was exactly what the general told me was going to happen. Because these guys have been weaponized by the illegal big men who deploy them, secure territories, and the weapon is meant to protect the Chinese and other foreigners who they actually employ to carry out the mining. And on occasion, they use the same weapon to carry out banditry, kidnapping, and all of the terrible things that are going on. Chief of Committee Chairman of Defense Staff, tell the defense I said so. That some retired military officers, army officers are involved in it. The day we can't tell the truth, this country cannot flourish. We can't change our, when it affects our people, we are at our best. We talk strong. Some other people appear to be above the law. That is what is going on with solid mineral. It is not that we don't know where it is. We have a whole survey of where we have what across the length and breadth of Nigeria. We also know, everybody complaining about certain people from certain nationalities. How they got here, even as we are talking now, they are doing those illegal mining. And those guys are getting richer when Nigeria State is getting poorer. But we carry the consequences of banditry, kidnapping, and that thing, which these on illegal armed men, which they equip. Sir, who can afford to buy a chopper to land in an illegal mining site, cut away gold, return to Sediti, and then on the way to airport, bam, take them out of the country? This is happening. So I agree with you, but my position is that we shouldn't, as senators, be lamenting. As senators, we should fix the problem. We should tell the executive, you must deploy exactly the same force that you deploy against illegal oil bunkering. That same force should be deployed to deal with criminals who are money. When I say criminal, it can be a retired general, it can be a retired permanent secretary, it can be a retired trade unionist or a retired labor leader. Whoever is involved, they should be dealt with. Let Nigeria see that we are not condoning this. We are not lamenting what is going on.
Chairman, Senate Committee on Interior, Senator Adams Oshomole, of course, alleging that some retired military generals might be responsible for illegal mining activities across Nigeria, which continues to undermine the country's efforts to diversify its economy. He made this allegation during the budget presentation by Senator Samson Ekong, chairman of the Senate Committee on Solid Minerals Development, to the Senate Committee on Appropriation. Oshomole expressed frustration over the federal government's inaction, urging President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration to address the illegal mining crisis decisively. He compared the situation to the government's robust measure against illegal oil bunkering in the Niger Delta region and called for similar enforcement in the mining sector. He further revealed that during his tenure as national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, he had written to former President Muhammadu Buhari about the situation, detailing how illegal miners armed local groups and use sophisticated equipment to exploit resources. If you're just joining us, this is Rapid TV's continuously evolving social, political, and general interest show, Korero. I am Nkamian John the Beloved, also known as the Controversial, and in my typical nature, delving into controversial matters, swimming in controversial waters. Today on the show, we are examining the allegation made by the former governor of Edo State and chairman of the Senate Committee on Interior, Senator Adams Oshomole, that some retired military generals in connivance with foreigners are stealing Nigeria's solid minerals, and of course the reactions that have trailed his position. Joining me this morning to discuss this is a journalist, a public affairs analyst, a security watch analyst. The man has got his hands in many pies, wears several caps. My very good friend and brother, Ibrahim Garba. Ibrahim, once again, Happy New Year, and it's good to have you join us this morning on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Ibrahim, without wasting time,
yes.
How do you react to the senator's allegations? I know you are one man who's seriously embedded in the Nigerian security architecture. You monitor what's going on within the various arms of our military architecture. How do you feel getting to hear that men trained who have supposedly served this country to defend its sovereignty against both internal and external forces are now conniving with foreigners to cut away natural, solid mineral resources that are meant to improve the well-being of the Commonwealth of Nigeria?
See, thank you once again, Mr. John. I believe this program may not be enough for us to review these issues that are popping up on a daily basis on our national TV and all that. I will start by telling you that Nigeria has been under siege because there are so-called untouchables that are dictating the affairs of the country. So if the question is, should we at this point begin to tell ourselves the truth, or rather pretending to be living in harmony with each other? The state of the nation today, if you look at the statistics, we're still borrowing. And worldwide, God has blessed this country with enormous natural resources, in which one particular state of this country can feed the whole of the nation. Niger Delta alone can take care of the nation, and go to Northeast. The resources there is enough for us to, move out of the poverty zone and all that. For me, being the most populous black nation on earth, and we're still struggling, we're still borrowing, but yet you see cars on our roads, very expensive and all that. So it shows that we have misplaced priorities. Now, why I'm giving you this background is the fact that right from time, 1960s to the 70s, up to the 80s, you can count your fingers, those that have led this country. They are within still the military brackets. It's of recent that we have, of recent we have Goodluck Jonathan and Yaradua. Yaradua still have military orientation because of his elder brother.
Yeah.
And now we have a technocrat, a Democrat, a businessman, oil and gas expert, somebody who is in business, a politician for a long time, for the first time, taking over the saddle, and in which even if the election was so controversial, yet he won, and he's in leadership position now. Don't underestimate him. Under his watch, we see and hear, even if they are hiding it, that former presidents Buhari and Obasanjo went to France to defend themselves on the so-called Mambila scam.
Yes.
Nigeria is working. When did you see that happen or hear such a thing happen, that a former president will go out of the country to defend what is supposed to be a proposed template that will, give us electricity, at least within a region of the country. Now, away from that, like I said, don't underestimate this man. He's taking it one step at a time. The so-called untouchables now, they're beginning to feel the pangs. And the ambience around this is the fact that people are beginning to politicize this whole development by, claiming that, yes, something is wrong with our region, and the president is so sentimental, and their lopsided appointment given out to a lot of people, and, so much back channel communications to discredit the good intentions of this man. I see it as good intention because if he can direct two people, two untouchables, we see them as messiahs, but to be queried, go to Paris and defend yourself. It's not me. Nigeria is working. Now, from what Oshimole said, you see, there's no smoke without fire, the common Nigeria, language.
Yes.
So much is being said about illegal mining. Is it true? It is true. So much is being said about banditry. Is it true? It is true. You see, what Nigerians should worry about is the fate of those living in those areas for the next 3, 4, 5 years, because it has assumed newer proportion. And it is true, choppers are coming to lift gold with the active connivance of foreigners who claim to be here for foreign direct investment. Empty briefcase, you are cutting away millions of dollars because you have superior currency. No, hold on, John. I'm angry. Don't stop me. That is on one side. Oshimole is saying the truth. These things are happening. Why is NLC sleeping? Why is the Student Union Organization, Markets Association, all of those people not responding? What happened on the floor of the Senate? Is it telling lies? To me, it should be man of the year for owning up to tell us the truth that this is what is happening. A lot of generals are involved. Let them come out and claim their innocence. Now, if you go to office of the Minister of the Solid Minerals, there are processes involved. You must follow due process to obtain license to mine any mineral resource we have.
Exactly.
Dangote has one, Boa has one, so many other people have one. Why is it that some people are carrying this act illegally? Because they are above the law? No. That's why I said it is time. This matters should not be swept under the carpet. For the next 1 month, I want the press to feast on this story, because it's time we tell ourselves the truth. We are losing so much in the Northeast. Go to Niger Delta today, the illegal refining taking place outweigh what we're exporting out of this country. Nigeria is going broke. Nigeria is bleeding. Somebody must speak the truth. Look, whatever I'm saying here is on tape. The next generation, if they have opportunity of listening, they say, yes, Ibrahim Garba, add his voice to what is happening. Oshimole spoke the truth. How many lawmakers who own up, stand up, and say, look, what this man is saying is the truth, and let us set up an extraordinary committee, and at the same time, build an external force. Military should not be engaged. We have agro rangers. We have so many people who can deal with these situations. Who told you the military alone can do this battle? Who told you the military are the best? Engage military police and the civil defense. They can confront anybody there if he's found guilty. Look, go to Zamfara. Go and do your research. I did my own research. There are some people from Burkina Faso now. Go there and find out. Mining illegally.
In Nigeria.
In Nigeria. Quote me anywhere. I'm not scared. Go and do your research. They are there with the active connivance of Nigerians in the name of, we purchase the land. But choppers are coming on a daily basis. So there's more to it than meet the eye. So the NSA should be involved. The military top brass should be involved.
The NSA is embattled right now.
Even if it's embattled, I think this, excuse me, you see, these are official statements. A member, a lawmaker.
It's a senior lawmaker.
A senior lawmaker. It's not just mere allegation. There are data to show, because Nigeria is losing billions of dollars every month because of illegal mining. And to, create an atmosphere whereby you cannot access banditry tribes. And up to now, Bello Turji has not been captured. Is it because the camera, we don't have the facilities, we don't have the military hardware, we don't have the equipments to locate him in less than 2 weeks? You know, a lot of people are confessing. Bugaji confessed. They say, no, we are not doing this thing again. So many allegations, so many talkbacks here and there. Look, we should support Mr. President. It's either he do it now or he forget about it. That is my take.
Okay. On one side, as Senator Adams Oshomole has highlighted, you have retired military generals conniving with these foreigners.
Yes.
Now the question is, how did these foreigners enter Nigeria? This also puts a big question on how effective our immigration service is, because one would expect that if even these foreigners have entered Nigeria legally, they should be monitored. Their activities should be monitored based on the period of time they are supposed to spend within the Nigerian territory. As this is what Nigerians suffer when they go elsewhere.
John,
yes.
The immigration policy of the U.S. has been reviewed. You
exactly.
know that. Donald Trump, even before he has own power, he told the world that, look, the immigration laws must be reviewed. It's either you are in U.S. legally or you are in U.S. illegally. And upon assumption of office, you know, mass deportation has begun. That is a policy statement of a leader. You see, America for Americans. Your neighbor here, Rwanda, has started it.
Yes.
Sending them back to their country.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you say Nigeria, we should be keeping them because they are white skin. Come on. Look, give me any amount. Ibrahim, go to US, UK, I will turn it down. I don't need to go anywhere. I love my country. I don't want to be treated as a second-hand citizen somewhere else. Because I'm there, you are taking my money out, and you look me in the face, you say I'm a slave. Go to France, go to Spain. Your black skin, they treat you as a slave. They still see you, because that is the story handed down from generation to generation. And we here, we give them special treatment because they are white skin. And the same people, you see, I go around a lot. These same people, they'll treat your team as either drivers, caregivers, or dishwashers, even in your country. Now, Rwanda has started. The immigration we have, is it cash and carry? And why is it that we are not seeing names being published on periodic basis of those that have overstayed in this country? It's not just the white people, even some people from neighboring African countries. You know, in the Northeast, you find them everywhere. You find Chinese people in restaurants, you know, in some other places, no problem. But what is their mission? Some here, they are in Nigeria to serve their prison sentence.
Is this situation enough for President Bola Tinubu to toe the line of Paul Kagame and Donald Trump in reviewing our immigration policy?
We need to review the security architecture. We need to review our immigration policy, and we need to arrest, upon sighting any white person here, arrest him on the street. Please come and clear your data with us. Mobile, arrest them. We need to clear you. Google your name.
So now we should deploy
mobile
courts.
Mobile courts. If you see any white man, stop him in the vehicle. We want to know you, sir. Who are you?
Where is your
residence permit? Your resident permit. How long have you been in this country? If you start out, a lot of people will run out of this country. And if I found out you are living in this country illegally, you pay heavy fine or you go to jail. If you start out, that is the first leg of sanity. Number two, how did you come into this country?
Where's your documentation?
Where's your documentation? Who influenced your visit? Who gave you that apartment you are staying? These are things that I like what Wike is doing, but Wike should take the right step in the FCT. See, all this so-called about foreign direct investment, these are things that they used against us over the years. They just came in with a briefcase, a portfolio, just a portfolio with their suit, nothing else. The next thing is they're in Transcorp, they're in Sheraton, high-profile places, see Nigerians crowding around them, say, okay, it's all in the name of what? It's a lie. Go to the northeast, Maiduguri, Taraba, Zamfara, Katsina here, and see what is happening. That is why banditry will not stop, because they are funding these banditries. So the issue is very simple. Like I said, you see, politically, we should be motivated to do something that is right for this country. Mr. President alone cannot do it. He's just there as a leader. It's not with you here. It's not with me here. The ministers, the military men, all they do is to go around in siren, chasing one car, one fat cow in a vehicle, in an SUV, to drop in the office, and that's all. Yes, that's it. Is that what you are meant to be doing? On my way here, I know what I saw coming to your office. So I think we should do away with this eye service. Do the real job. Screen everyone you see now. Tell them Nigeria has changed. Our laws must be reviewed. If not about being caught, arrest them. Put them behind whoever they are. Okay, oh, sorry, you are the foreigner, you are ambassador for Ukraine. You are cleared. Move into his office. If we start that, the country will take shape. And Nigerians will hail you. So because Nigerians, as I'm talking to you, they are still wondering, are we still in this country? Is this country working? The poverty level continues to increase. The price of naira to a dollar today is 1,600, 700 in our own country. The level of hunger is high. Insecurity is high. Come on, Joe, we need to. So, I mean, it's even beyond what Oshiomhole has spoken. Nigeria is in the hands of some few people claiming to be generals, former this, former that. No, we must stop that.
Where are the state governors, especially the states you have mentioned, Zamfara, Katsina, Gombe, Kebbi, where most of these minerals are being illegally?
Very simple answer. It's just a text message. Your Excellency, you are about to step on a landmine. Stay away. And that's all.
But the argument will be that you will always hear that statement. They are supposedly the chief security officers of their state.
No, within your domain you can operate. Stay on your lane. That place is a no-go area. It's a simple logic.
Some policymakers have suggested that maybe if there is a deliberate policy direction that makes it possible for the states to also derive some benefit. Because right now, mining of solid minerals and any kind of extractive activity is on the executive list.
Yes.
That if state governors have some derivative, just as we've seen from the Niger Delta, the 13% derivative formula. Maybe if we can borrow a leaf from that, that might help and empower state governors to protect the interest of the country by ensuring that illegal mining of natural resources within their states is brought to the barest minimum. Do you share that line of thought?
That can be possible through legislation.
Yeah.
What a distinguished Senator Adams Oshiomhole has spoken is in line with the duties of, or rather expectations of the members of National Assembly to review some of these laws. These are laws made by Nigerians. And we still, even as I'm talking to you, the recently reviewed Administrative Criminal Justice Act, ACJA 2015, is still, it has not been domesticated in some states of the Federation. Very few are implementing it. That is one. Then number two, the fact that, yes, this is a public issue and it has been brought to the public domain. The National Assembly should expedite action towards reviewing some of these laws related to solid minerals. Now, if you must be given a site to manage or you want to acquire sites, what are the necessary documentations or what are the terms and conditions? I'll give you another example. Sometimes we award road contracts to international companies and all that.
Yes.
John, if I would want to see another department under the Ministry of Works, supervised by Dave Umahi, for one thing, which is there should be a research department on soil texture, and at the same time continuously supervise the operations of the contractors on sites, not in office. In the course of doing that, all this road construction you are seeing, there are so many mineral resources being found by
not accounted for. Not
reported. I'm giving you facts. I travel wide and I listen and I ask questions. That's my job. So if Umahi can take a step further and say, look, it's not about awarding this contract, going back to the office and say, I'm waiting for the day of completion. You are losing money. You are paying them heavily, and at the same time, they are making double that money. So we need to review. Nigeria is blessed. Even here in your area, take a step further, maybe by 5-10 kilometers, you'll find out there's a mineral deposit close to you in Abuja here. So there are so much, Nigeria is so blessed that everywhere you go across this country, we are blessed. But we don't have the technical depth to report these cases, or is rather we connive with these foreign elements who give us stipends and loot. So the traditional institutions must be empowered in their domain. These first-class chiefs must be empowered by the federal government, because you place them at the bottom of the local government chairman. You made them unimportant. Almost irrelevant, saying these are institutions you fall back on during elections. These are institutions you fall back when you want to set up a conflict resolution mechanism. You need them on board, and these are the people you fall back on when you are reviewing your cultural imbalances. So why not engage them at the highest level, or you invite them to Abuja to take tea and go back? These people, the traditional institutions, have more to tell you. If you engage them, all these issues about banditry will end in 1 week, because they know the route, but they don't have the channel to pass their information across to. Because if they blow the whistle, they will remove them from office. And it's happening now. There are reports about, is it in Kogi, also has been removed from office on account of setting this and all that. I'm hearing this, and it's always laughable. These are the custodians of our society, and you remove them. So you make them irrelevant. And when you do that, they have followers. It will not go down well, because they are going to fight back.
The Chinese have been seriously fingered in this illegal activity. There have been reports of even the EFCC apprehending some of these Chinese, caught literally with their hands in the cookie jar. But yet, Nigeria continues to do a lot of business with China. With recent developments globally, especially with Trump trade wars with Canada, China, and Mexico, we've seen the Chinese try to further embed their relationship with countries in Africa and Africa in general. So where do we begin to draw the line? You have said it yourself that most of these foreigners come in under the pretext of foreign direct investment, come with empty portfolios but cut away sackload of natural resources. So, and you've also highlighted that there has to be some collaboration between the Ministry of Works and the Ministry of Natural Resources, a special focused department where soil testing, soil sampling, on-site monitoring from both ministries must take place. Yes. So where do we start? Where do we begin to draw the line? Because it is one thing for a Senator Adams Oshomole to bring this matter to the public view. It is another issue or another matter for the government, the government in power to put in place institutions, systems to be able to curtail to the barest minimum this raging menace.
It's very simple. The media has a critical role to play here. If we are going to report cases like that, we criminalize them and publish their names, put their pictures on the internet everywhere. These are criminal elements that have been caught red-handed carrying out these operations. The Chinese government under Xi Jinping has demonstrated that, you know, over the years, any Chinese official found guilty involved in any act of exploitation, corruption, or armed robbery, what happens? He is executed immediately. Their laws are very tough. I know Xi Jinping is a man of principle, and now we are a member of the BRICS summit.
Yes.
Fine. So, in as much as I say somebody must lead the way for others to follow, it's all about documentation and applying it in a way that is suitable for your economy. Why South Africans today are very blunt. Rwandans have taken the lead. So similarly, in this country today, if we don't apply these laws to the letter, when you arrest any official now, you see some lawyers queuing up to say, okay, yes, you need a lawyer, this case must be extended for several years and all that, he should be given an immunity or he should be asked to leave the country. I think these are some of the issues pulling us backwards. If you are caught in the act, there should be speedy dispensation of justice. That will guarantee safety of the country. That is one. Then number two, since we're in the world's body, we're a member of the global community, the same rule apply. And that is why it should not take time for a review of our laws by the members of the National Assembly. Because every day we spend most time talking without implementation. So some of these laws that should empower Nigerians, officials, to carry out their jobs judiciously must be reviewed. And at the same time, we should look at areas we can improve upon, because this is the Nigeria we're talking. This year, 2025, is a good year. To me, it's a golden year for us to put this country in order. Because by December, the politicians, they are off their office. They are going back for politicking. And that is why within this window period, Mr. President should step his foot on the ground. It's not about going around, going to countries, you know, seeking for investment. We have the ministers that can do that. You know, you employ your ambassadors to help you do that, to reduce pressure, because there's so much that require urgent attention. The earlier we do it, the better. If you cannot do it, somebody else will be hired by Nigerians to do it. It's a simple way we can go about it, because there's nobody that claims is above the law. That is why in the next election in 2027, surprises may take place, because Nigerians want to own their country. It's a simple matter, and we should support any institution that will help us stabilize the economy. John, we are suffering.
Ibrahim, we hear every day where the military says so much is going on in counter-insurgency, in the fight against banditry. We hear almost every week the military public relations departments and media department give press brief telling us how much they are succeeding in terms of pushing back insurgents and fighting banditry. But I wonder, if the military is so much active in most parts of northern Nigeria and in the Niger Delta, how come, as Senator Adams Oshomole highly pointed out, that choppers can fly within the Nigerian airspace undetected? So I'm wondering, who's commanding our airspace? Is Nigeria so porous that any individual powerful enough, rich enough can just fly a chopper into the Nigerian airspace undetected, cut away mineral resources undetected in a airspace that is supposedly under active military, surveillance.
You know, I smiled. You know, distinguished Senator Adams Oshimole made an indicting statement.
Exactly.
On two people, two institutions. Number one, Nigeria Airspace Management Agency, and under the supervision of Festus Keyamo, has he compromised on standards? Let him come and respond. Because when you mention airspace, choppers are flying.
Exactly.
Is Keyamo not aware? One, Minister of Interior, is he saying within the Nigerian territory he doesn't have enough personnel to identify these weak areas?
Because, I mean, you at the start of this conversation, you mentioned categorically that we have Burkina babes in
this country,
in northern Nigeria, mining.
In fact, in northeast,
mining Nigerian natural resources in Nigeria.
See, as journalists, we give out information based on research. We don't come on air to tell lies. These politicians get valuable information from us. We sponsor ourselves. We go through difficult terrain to get information. I sit down with local people. I travel around the country to get information. Don't come and ask me what is your source. Go and verify what did Brian Garba say here. Is it true? If there is no truth about it, come here and tell us, sorry, we had you on the programs. Yes, so and so was mentioned. But I'll tell you that we are working on it. We're investigating the matter. Or there's a need for proper clarifications. We thank us for giving you information. Since you are refused to provide us this information, and a distinguished lawmaker, a senator, it's not on local TV, it's on world TV. It's on YouTube, it's on every channel, that some people have connived to carry out illegal mining, and how much we are losing on a daily basis. The next time they will make the budget, we don't want them to borrow money. That's our terms and condition. We want to cast our budget based on what we have. We should stop these issues about borrowing to pay salary, to fund infrastructure. We have enough. If they cannot do it, let them move out. Someone else should come and do it.
Does the Tinubu administration have the underlying political will to take the steps we have seen a Paul Kagame take in Rwanda, and just recently in South Africa? Even the Minister of Mineral Resources, Minister of Trade in South Africa, clearly stated that if America has said it will not fund countries like South Africa, South Africa should also deny America access to its mineral resources.
It has. My only worry is this. The strategy is simple. Keep him busy traveling around the world.
Is that a...
That's it.
Okay, when you say the strategy is to keep him busy traveling,
yes,
is that the strategy of these
he will not have time to
interested
these
parties?
Official matters.
Okay.
So if these reports are brought to his table, Mr. President, you found out this, oh, okay, somebody somewhere came with another file, there's another problem somewhere, we have not paid, okay, look at what is happening. The atmosphere is turbocharged because of arguments, superior argument within some officials, past and present, diverting our attention when we're talking of, there's a lot is happening. Yes, we have removed the first subsidy, we have done a lot. Petrol crisis here and there, it continues to linger. Today you go, what you purchased today is different from what you purchased yesterday and tomorrow and all that. So there's a lot of arguments, there's a lot of confusion in the country. And whereas he's supposed to sit down and take a decisive action, now he's not in the country.
Yeah, but when your Minister of Foreign Affairs says that he needs to travel more.
Travel for what?
He needs to travel more. Money is not the problem, that he needs to travel more. So with what you've said now, does that suggest that this foreign interests have infiltrated our foreign ministry
What is marketing? If I want to market Nigerian product, Nigeria as a product, I don't need to travel. We have the social media. It's simple. Dubai, through social media, market their brand. Have you ever seen Dubai officials traveling to another country? To do what? Why do I need to go to your country, spend my money, waste money on obstacles because I want you there? No, that means there's a personal involvement. Personal business attached. I don't need to meet you. You invited me here. Why didn't I say, come and meet me in my office so that I can do this stuff? So if really I want to market my brand, I will continue to organize seminars, workshops on periodic basis, maybe every 3 months through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Invite them down. The more they arrive, the more money for tourism, the more money, Nile hotels make money. But you are going out. We'll go to Doha, we'll go to this. Look, we don't
like now we've gone to France. From France, we're going to Ethiopia.
We're in New York, we're in this. Look, send emissaries there, send 1 or 2 people there. Your vice president is there, or foreign affairs minister. This is their duty. Keep them busy. Stay at home because the Nigerians need you now. Look, this is not politics. Nigerians, I mean, you see, even if we acting global, I like thinking very local. If you want to have a feel of what is happening, if you want to know, you carry out what we call, statistical research. You need data. How many people in Kaduna State today cannot have sound quality education? How many after-school children do we have in Katsina? How many people in Zamfara are affected by this illegal mining? How many people in Sokoto today cannot go to bed to sleep with their 2 eyes open because someone, a notorious criminal, lives around there? Now gather this data. This is what I'm going to use to build my military strategy. And how long will it take for me to engage the Chief of Defense Staff to finish up this business? What will you need? So I want you to give me daily reports from site. Give me the report, and I want the press to be practically involved. If you do this, Nigeria will work again.
Does President Tinubu, or can President Tinubu draw the line between politicking, and being able to truly administer the nation? Because he's been celebrated as a political juggernaut, an astute politician.
These are just mere fantasies now. These are mere distractions. We know his profile. We don't need him. We don't need anyone to advertise President Tinubu to us. He shouldn't sit down and begin to wonder about second term in office. Do yourself, a favor. Ignore all those calls. That is not what you need. Nigerians are watching you. Nigerians are feeling you. And today, the students have loans. They are going back to school in tertiary institutions. They are very happy about it. Today, farmers are happy with what is going on across the nation. The thing we need to work on is we have so much, to do with Forex. Why do we know that Cardoso should come up with something that will make us think local? And, there's a lot that needs to be done locally. Again, one thing we should invest more, Mr. President should focus more, is agricultural revolution. So that we should take time off petrol gas. Now,
invest more in agriculture.
Invest more in agriculture.
In the agro supply chain.
Today we are pulling out 2-point-something million barrels per day from NNPC. Kudos to Mr. President. I commend him for that. We should go beyond that to 3 million, 4 million. We can achieve that. Look, what do you need to achieve that? Give me a deal. The Niger Delta state, the states within the Niger Delta, I want you guys to give me a deal. I want to hit 4 million. Is it possible? What do you need me to do? It's still 30% for you. I can increase it to 40%. Okay, this is business between me and you. I want to hit this platform. You see, that's why I said make it transparent. You don't need to travel. You don't need to go anywhere. Let them bring these documents. I can assign somebody. I can call anybody. Go and represent me. Give people surprises. One of these governors, move him. Governor of Edo State, go and represent me. Governor of Rivers State, go. Just choose them randomly based on their strengths. Negotiate on your behalf. You have my power, you have my support, you have my backing. That's leadership. If you don't trust your leaders, why did you put them there?
Put them there. All right. Time, not very much, our friend. And Ibrahim did say when we started this conversation that one edition of this show will not be enough to truly x-ray the subject of illegal mining and the revelations as brought forward by Senator Adams Oshomole. So, to wrap up today's edition of Rapid TV's continuously evolving social-political and general interest show, Korero, the Nigerian government loses above 3 billion US dollars, well above 3 billion US dollars in revenue to solid mineral theft and illegal mining activities from Northwest, Northeast, North Central, and Southwest in particular. Nigeria's solid mineral resources are being filtered away by criminal elements stealing oil, even in the Niger Delta. Nigeria's extractive industry is practically a crime scene. Just like the country is losing billions of dollars annually to the theft of crude oil, her current economic mainstay, the same pillaging of the country's natural resources is happening in the solid mineral sector, described as the next oil, a metaphor for her next biggest income earner. Available geoscientific data estimates Nigeria's solid mineral wealth at about 750 billion US dollars. However, Nigerian authorities say that further surveys will show that the country has much more. The focus on oil and lack of political will to reel in illegal operators meant that Nigeria was not accruing the necessary income from exploiting these mineral resources. While it is easier to track earnings lost due to theft and other infractions in the oil sector due to the industry's development in the last 6 decades since crude oil was discovered in Oloibiri, Bayelsa State in 1956. The solid mineral sector is a different ballgame entirely due to long decades of neglect and lack of adequate monitoring. Of course, my guest did highlight that. The need for a department in the Ministry of Works and, of course, the Ministry of Solid Minerals to fully monitor and report all extractive activities, even at the most minimal level. This has not helped the fact that about 80% of mining in Nigeria is done by artisanal miners, whose operations are largely unregulated, a fact acknowledged by the Nigerian Extractive Industry Transparency Initiative, NEITI. While NEITI estimates the losses to illegal mining at about 2 billion to 3 billion US dollars annually, other estimates give a much higher ceiling. With Nigeria looking to the solid minerals industry for economic assistance, it should no longer be business as usual. For criminals who steal minerals worth billions of US dollars yearly, the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Oladele Alake, is bullish that with the reforms the present administration is bringing to bear in the industry, escapulating in his 7-point agenda, the solid mineral sector hopefully will soon become Nigeria's primary income earner and contribute about 50% to Nigeria's GDP. Now that is a tall order, considering that the industry contributed a paltry 0.63% to the GDP in a recent report by NEITI. Well, that sums it up for today's conversation on the show. My special thanks to my guest, Ibrahim. Thank you. We will continue to x-ray developments as it relates to Nigeria's security architecture, Nigeria's mineral resources, and a general overview on...
While wrapping up, I just want to leave you with this message, that there's one thing I expect from Mr. President. Please tell Nigerians this word. Oil tips, illegal miners, we are coming after you. That is leadership.
Well, you've heard it. Mr. President, we believe that you've heard it as well. And your Your men have heard it, and they will report accordingly. And of course, at this point, special thanks to you, as always, for allowing us be a part of your morning and your day. I am Nkamian John the Beloved, also known as the Controversial, signing out.